Welcome back to the last video of Star Wars month. We've had our fair share of the fun and the serious, but I thought I would end on a more light-hearted approach so that all fans could appreciate Star Wars month. Whether it's bobblehead racing, taking down the Galactic Empire, facing Sith, or building your own cantina and making everyone in your household dress up. Find out today if I'll be suggesting Sims 4, Journey to Batuu. Sims is an iconic series known pretty much by everyone, but when I was looking at this month, I thought, end it light and breezy and maybe set yourself a fun challenge. So Sims Star Wars seemed like the perfect fit. But what I will say, not everything is as it seems. Something you can expect is typical Sim things to do, but is this a lazy cash grab to lure Star Wars fans in what is already a heavily monetized game? What can you do on Batuu? Well, something that immediately upset me was the fact that you can't live here. This place is like, well, visiting Disney. Which is weird because they have you acknowledge factions, the Force, and bring in iconic characters such as Hondo, Rey, Kylo. But if anything, I feel like I'm in a Disney park with really well-paid actors, rather than in the Star Wars universe. So, you're put in Batuu, where you need to do the starter mission. This may have just been me, but I spent ages just trying to figure out how to do everything, because it turns out almost all of that place is just empty shells. In Black Spire Outpost, you have a cantina, 2 restaurants, a shop, a place to freshen up and sleep, not that you can go in there and see anything, and a Millennium Falcon. Now, I know I just moaned there isn't a lot, and the reason being the cantina is the only building here you can actually go inside and see the cantina. Don't get me wrong, they did a great job, the DJ's cool. But I would have preferred a band Jabba style, but this makes sense for Sims. Batuu is split up into 3 places. Black Spire Outpost, which is the area I just explained, the Resistance encampment, this houses some tents, an underground base, a cave with a few X-Wings, and last up is the First Order base, which has a shop. The one saving grace is I can buy droids here, so it's fun having an R-Series astromech follow me around. But other than that, it has the base itself, and a few interaction points, such as control panels and a comms tower. This is where it's a problem though. Because of the lack of food in either faction camp, you are constantly going back to the hub area. Neither side is self-sufficient, which is really frustrating. Luckily, you can sleep at least. There's also no way of having a say in this world besides who likes you the most. You have to choose between the Resistance, the First Order, but the Scoundrels don't really care who you're with. And who doesn't like Hondo? But can you build here legitimately? No. Could you technically sustain yourself if you stayed here on vacation the whole time? Yes. However, you have the same missions repeating, whilst every morning your work will be calling you to either work from home, call in sick, or go to work, which took me out of the experience. And the lack of being able to build my own Star Wars home in Batuu just felt lazy. Let's go into missions a bit more. So what will you typically do? You go to the opposing faction, and in this case, I will go from the Resistance to the First Order. Most of the time, this started off by heading over to their base, analysing a control panel to find the best way to hack it. Typically, you'll do this twice. You'll hack it, get the code, and either do something to another control panel, known as the comms tower, or head to the First Order base, grab what you need from their central unit, and that's practically it. There'll be some minor variations that might have you hack a loot crate, and as someone who really enjoys MMOs and beating every quest, that is honestly one of the worst parts about this experience. Do not do what I do and go for every single quest. Some missions are what you could call much bigger, but somehow these are even more disappointing. I was on the back foot already, and then they say, hey, go to the Millennium Falcon and grab Chewbacca's helm. And as you can imagine, I was excited. But do you ever see him as a sim? Nope! Do you actually see any of them any significance on these? Nope! What do you see? There'll be some still drawings and a few choice-based options. And based on the equipment that you possess, we'll open up a few more alongside a paragraph explaining what's happening. And there'll be a few of these stills and a simple flying in and flying out animation like we're going to work. I cannot emphasize how disappointing this is. This could honestly have been remedied with just mini CGI cutscenes just showing what they're explaining. When you reach full faction reputation, it gives you the ability to explore with that faction ship. X-Wing, Millennium Falcon, or the TIE Echelon. These, much like the bigger missions, are text options along with summaries of what you did in the mission. One feature I actually did like was the addition of lightsabers. This was based off your fitness level and can be trained by going New Hope with a droid shooting at you. I could be wrong, but the animation stopped improving after around level 7, and I personally would have loved for it to be flawless, and the lack of variation in the duels quite frankly made it from cool to boring very quick. And I would probably try and fix this by 1, improving the animations, and 2, creating a separate lightsaber skill that lets you truly master the saber. So the main event on Sims has always been the building. I have very fond memories playing The Sims 2, seeing if I could make my dream home whilst listening to the Sims version of Paramore. That was my freaking jam. Then, during EA Play, they showed Star Wars Sims crossover. This had me crazy excited for what I could create. But as I said earlier, unfortunately, not all is as it seems. I will clarify straight away. If you don't cheat other items into the game that show hidden object crap thing, I would say straight away, this isn't worth it, because the most you can do, honestly, is make a Star Wars den. I set myself a challenge, or at least I wanted to, and that was to create an entirely Star Wars home. Whatever we have, I'll make it work. But sadly, this wasn't possible, because there's nothing for kitchens or bathrooms, so as much as I wanted to do so, it wasn't possible. But I did the next best thing. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So I did a cantina challenge, both cheated and not cheated. Not cheating, I made a single exception, and that was the cantina DJ. It's just too good not to include, so fight me, damn it! Plus, the mini speaker replacement is tiny and nowhere near as good. But you'll be happy to know I was at least able to make a full cantina with a bar, some bar gambling tables, a bopping DJ, themed outdoors, and don't tell anyone, but this cantina is also a cover-up. There's a resistance base in the basement with some stolen weaponry, a place to meet, and awesome decorations. This is why I say you can make a Star Wars den. You could easily make a room for yourself or your kid that just loves Star Wars. Here's a lightsaber case, holocron, pilot helmet, and many figurines, but that's where it ends, and I want to emphasize it's not all negative. Now that I own this pack, I will always include this stuff in my new builds, or instead of making my computer in the lounge, I'll make an office and fill it to the brim with Star Wars stuff. Now cheating, this is the way to go crazy with building a Star Wars place. It is a bit like a puzzle, but yes, I've rebuilt the proper cantina, and for the first time ever, my sim won't be stuck at home in his office, he'll have a nightlife. But you get access to pretty much every object, both useful and not so much. You could get pretty close to recreating Batuu and adapting it into the sim world, which long term is something I would love to do. A full conversion which would look fantastic. I could do it 100%, but that would involve replacing homes with tents and kitchens with restaurants, and luckily those tents do let you freshen up, otherwise going to the bathroom would be a nasty ordeal. So let's just replace everything else. But I did adapt the cantina with normal sim items, so not 100% Star Wars, but as a result it's an official bar that everyone can visit, the cantina, without me having to host a house party. Overall, what do I think? This is clearly a cash grab attempt from EA to further add to the Sims world's already massive range of expansion and game packs. While there are some cool aspects like making your own cantina, new outfits, and plenty of mini decorations to boot, Batuu itself houses the best and worst aspects. It toys nicely with the Force, lightsaber combat, and the struggle between Resistance and the First Order, but fails to immerse you fully due to repetitive missions and not truly separating it from the main game. The Sims 4 Journey to Batuu is EA's attempt to bring Star Wars into the Sims universe, and it is possible that a lot of my disappointment has come from not only my expectations, but the possibilities of where this could have been taken. At the time of this video it cost £9, but when my friend gave it to me, it cost £18. And my biggest gripe with this game is the fact I can never fully immerse myself in it, and I have to emphasize that the missions are lacking. And while the building can be fun, and making my own cantina was great, I had to cheat to really unlock that potential, and even then, it was super limited. Unfortunately, I won't be suggesting The Sims 4 Journey to Batuu. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching today. It is really super appreciated. Star Wars Month has been an absolute pleasure to do. And don't forget, we've started a brand new Star Wars channel, Ting. Find that in the link below. But it's not going to end here. I must first thank our lovely Patreons, whose continued patronage helps support this show. So thank you very much to Samson, Sly, MRC, and Super Tanukian for your continued support. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next week or the week after.